Yeah. So he actually he taped the ring to a coffee mug. So there was 2 mugs left in the cabinet. And he had a 50-50 shot that I was going to grab that one.
Oh, wow.
You are listening to The Clear Cut Podcast. I'm your host, Olivia Landau, founder of The Clear Cut.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Clear Cut Podcast. We are so excited today to have Malia Makaila, who is a fashion and lifestyle content creator and a bride-to-be, here with us today. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here. And this is my first podcast ever.
What? Really?
First podcast. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I'm so excited to be the first, and it's going to be so much fun because we really want to dive deep into all of your wedding planning and everything that goes around that as a bride-to-be. But first and foremost, I wanted to touch upon you and your career as a content creator for a little bit. So tell me a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you first got into like fashion and lifestyle.
Yeah. So I would say I kind of fell into it once I moved to New York City. And with my past job, I was an on-air host and I did lifestyle, beauty, skincare, hair care, you name it. But that was like, it took me a really long time to get there. So first and foremost, I went to a performing arts college in Philadelphia for dance.
Oh, wow.
And after college, well, I was a Philadelphia Eagles cheerleader during that time.
Oh my God. Yeah. I just watched the whole like Dallas Cowboys cheerleader thing on Netflix, and I was like, these people are incredible.
It brought back so many memories, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, do I want to go back into like my cheerleader era? Like, no, Malia, you're planning a wedding and you're a bride-to-be. But I love that show. We can talk about that like after the podcast because I'm like obsessed.
Well, I was just saying like these women are so talented, so dedicated, so hardworking, and then people are like, oh, they're just cheerleaders. I was like, no, these are like the hardest working people in the world and the most talented.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you want to know why. They're beautiful inside and out. Yeah. They can perform, do hair, do makeup. They know sports, and they can talk to people too because they do appearances all the time, like radio appearances.
And they don't get paid anything. I was like, these people need to get paid like
it's
so much
a lot about the experience.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, it definitely helped me in the industry.
Okay.
Because everyone's like, oh my gosh, you were a cheerleader. Tell me about it. Oh, we want to bring her in. We want to hear about it. Oh, she, worked in sports, or maybe she knows this person. So definitely it helped me get to where I am today. But so I went to college and I was a cheerleader. Afterwards, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? It was in Philadelphia. So it was super close to New York City. Of course, being a dancer, you want to go to New York. So I started going to New York and I was like, I want to model. Like, who doesn't want to model, right? It's like, oh, it's so glamorous. It's so fun. Let me try it out. I looked up a couple agencies. I submitted to some agencies, got signed by a modeling agency, and I was working. My first job was a foot model.
A foot model?
A professional foot model.
Oh my God, no fee for free.
A professional foot model, though. So I started to like make money that way. And it was pretty good. I will say, like, it's not the most glamorous, but it helped me move to New York City. So I was going back and forth between Philly and New York. And then at one point, I was working other jobs too. Like I worked fitness jobs because with my dance background. So I moved to my modeling agency's apartment here. So I lived in that apartment for probably like 4 months. And then I found some roommates to lived with them. COVID happened. And then, I moved into my own apartment, started my own business. Because I got into fitness, and I started my own fitness company and did online classes. And then, I wear a lot of hats, I feel like you could say. But so I always wanted to be a host too. Fitness helped me with that, building my confidence. And after COVID, I was able to, book a job with Macy's, and I was their on-air host for Macy's Live. So, and I did that for 3 years, and throughout that mix, I met my fiance. And
how did you guys meet?
So we met through a friend, and it was a weekend. We actually both lived in New York, didn't meet in New York. We met in Miami.
Oh, wow.
So we met through a mutual friend, which is my favorite. I definitely recommend meeting your person through someone else because I feel like it's like less pressure that way. But yeah, so we met through a friend at a birthday party and kind of hit it off. And I guess
such an old school way to meet.
Exactly. What do you say? Like the rest is history. Yeah.
And then you guys realized you lived in New York and continued.
Yeah. He was like pretty consistent. And I was like, okay, I like this. Like, I felt like I like knew who I was because I was 28. I just turned 30. And at that age, it's like, okay, like super independent, you know who you are. And well, you kind of like still are learning when you're with someone else. But yeah.
So how did he propose? Were you surprised or were you involved in the process?
I was not involved with the process at all.
Okay.
But I did know that he was my person because we talked about it. And I was like, he is a great planner. And I would like let him do that, which was different for me. When you date, it's like, oh my gosh, like you want to be in control. But he was like the perfect man to just like for me to just let go. And I knew that it would happen. I didn't know when. Honestly, I tell people I thought that it was going to happen at the end of this year, but he just did it himself. He picked out the ring himself and he proposed with my favorite part of the day, which is coffee. So
how did it go down? Was it at a coffee shop?
No, he did it in our apartment in Denver.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, he hopped out of bed that morning and he took my, I guess our dog now, but my dog outside, and he was up. He was in the bathroom, and usually I wake up before him. I was like, okay, what's going on here? Usually I make the coffee. He takes Bentley outside, and by the time he comes back inside, I pour us both a cup of coffee, and then we start our day. And he was like, I'm making the coffee. I'm taking Bentley outside. Like, come on. Like, what are you doing? Wake up. I was like, it's so early. But yeah, so he taped the ring to a coffee mug. So there was 2 mugs left in the cabinet. And he had a 50-50 shot that I was going to grab that one.
Oh, wow.
So it was funny. When I grabbed it, I grabbed the handle, and my dad told him, make sure you film it. She loves content. Film it. So I like grabbed the coffee mug, and it had the ring on the side that I was looking at him with, and I didn't see it.
Oh my God.
He stands up with the phone. He's like, Malia, what's on the mug? And I was shocked. Like,
oh my God,
shocked.
I've never heard of someone proposing that way. That's so cute.
Yeah, it was super cute.
So when is the big day?
So the big day is July 15th, 2025.
Can you share any details about where it's going down, all the planning process?
Yeah. So we decided to do it in Umbria, Italy.
Oh, beautiful. Why Umbria?
Actually, never been there. I'm going there in 2 weeks. But we did a lot of research. He's actually Italian, so he has family in Italy. Nice. He's been there before. He knows what it's like. He's excited to take me there. But we just kind of fell in love with the venue.
How'd you find the venue if you never like visited the venue in person?
No.
Okay.
So, fingers crossed. It is July 15th, 2025.
You have time.
It's so funny because I listen to a lot of your podcasts, and I'm like, everyone feels like they're like, it's like picture perfect. And I'm like coming in here like, I just put a pause on my save the dates. But
great.
I only did that because I'm like, I know that the venue will be good, but there's always that what if, and I'm not sure. But yeah, we fell in love with the venue just by like looking at photos online, Instagram stories that are unedited. You can tell a lot, but just by looking at it. And it's an Italian winery / like castle.
Oh, beautiful.
So it's gorgeous. There's a lot of florals already there just because we'll be getting married outside. And it looks really great. It's owned by a husband and wife. So it feels like it's like
homey.
Yeah, homey and
intimate.
Intimate. So, I'm excited. They have like pizza and pasta. And,
amazing. So you're going to go visit in a few weeks. That's exciting. What have you done so far? Like big things planning up. I know you have like a whole year, but there are a lot of things that you need to lock down like right away.
Yeah. I kind of dove right into wedding planning immediately, and I created a spreadsheet on Excel. It's an 8-page Excel sheet, and it has like time of where we need to be, what I want for photographers, our wedding party, and his groomsmen, who's going to officiate the wedding, florals, addresses, our invite list, honestly, everything in there. And I found the dress.
So did you hire a wedding planner?
Not yet.
Okay. So you're doing this all on your own right now.
So right now I'm doing it myself until we lock down the venue. Once we lock down the venue, there's a bunch of wedding planners in Italy that I already have saved in my inspo board of like, I really like how they did a wedding that I saw online, or so I have them all saved, ready to go, ready to reach out to them after I say yes, to the venue.
So tell me about your wedding dress journey.
Okay. So I think that this story is so great. So I decided to just go dress shopping with my mom. And I decided to actually go to stores in Denver, Colorado. As I didn't do the New York City.
Why Denver?
So my fiance and I have an apartment out there.
Yeah.
That's where his work is. So we kind of just like have been out there since February. We got an apartment and made it feel very homey because like I'm very flexible with my work. So I can be out there and still be here in New York City for work. So I found 2 stores that I wanted to go to in Denver, and what I thought would be like a fairy tale day ended up being quite different. I was sick, but I was like, I already had these appointments. My mom flew out, like I need to go. So I like put myself together, went to the first dress store, and it wasn't my vibe, but I was kind of in awe of putting on these dresses. Like, oh my gosh, this is my moment. This is my day. Like I'm actually getting married. Like it started to feel so real. And then actually because of the Denver air, how dry it is, I was getting bloody noses.
Oh no.
I'm like, oh my gosh. So we had the second store planned. My mom's like, are you sure you want to go? I'm like, we have to go.
Yeah.
I had the best time. I love working with a wedding stylist. I feel like they turn that hour into fully about you. They're so invested in you, who you are, what kind of dresses you like, who's your fiance, what do you like? And it is so fun. It is so fun. I've worked with stylists for work and I was just like, okay, this is different. I tried on about, I would say 5 or 6 dresses at the second store. I thought I found the one. So I was like, okay, like this one is it. And it wasn't the one that I walked out and I was like, I feel like a princess in, but it was what I had on my inspo board.
Yeah.
What I always felt like was my look. So I decided to walk away from the store. I got the stylist's name and I was like, I'll be back. I thought about the dress. I loved it. Made an appointment 2 months later. This was probably a couple weeks ago. Went back with my mom. I had 2 more styles I wanted to try on just for fun. I was like, let me say yes to this one, but let me try on these other 2 styles.
Just to be sure.
Tried on one of the styles. Immediate yes. I want to say yes. This is the dress. Like
something that you didn't picture.
Something that, well, I did, but it was just a little bit more special than the first one that I tried on. Then I put that one back on and I was like, this one is great. This is a safe option, but this one makes me feel like a bride and special. And so now I'm really giddy about it. Because at first I was just saying like, yeah, I found the dress, no big deal. Went to 2 stores, found it. Let's move on.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, can't wait to get the dress. It comes in at the end of December. So, yeah, I'm excited to do the fittings and style it with jewelry.
I think that's so important to try on different things too, because I also like always thought I would go for this one style and I was like, oh, I don't want to try that on. I don't want to try this on. And then I tried on a dress that I did not like on the rack at all. And I was like, oh, like this is the one.
Right.
And I would have never thought.
I would have never thought.
Yeah.
And you would have never picked it off the
No, I would never.
I
was like, oh, I hate this material. I like would never
Exactly.
do this.
And it kind of felt like the stylist that I worked with 2 months ago prior was like, okay, I know what she likes. Let me just grab this one. So I was just like, I looked at her, I was like, it's like you're good at your job or something. Like, and she was just kind of like, yeah, like.
Do you have any tips for brides to be when like shopping for a wedding dress? Because I know it can be like really overwhelming. Like you have endless options.
Yeah, it is very overwhelming. But like you said, definitely try things that you wouldn't expect. But I definitely went in with a vision. I was like, what is the look that I want? I feel like I'm like a minimalist. I still want to be like classic, timeless, clean. But I still want to feel special and feel like a bride. So I would say my biggest tip is to go in with a vision, but don't be afraid to try something else on because you never know.
And I think it's important to also like kind of have an idea, even if you don't have like the exact venue, to know like where you're getting married.
Exactly.
So you can have like the vibe, because I would probably have chosen something totally different if I was getting married like on the beach instead of like in Italy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I noticed that too while I was trying on the dress, and the stylist was talking me through, well, you're getting married in Italy, so this is what works. And I was like, yes, you see it. And so I had full trust.
How many like outfit changes do you think are like too many in a wedding?
Oh boy. I mean, okay. So I think weddings are pricey, right? So I think that, even if you just invest in a dress, I'm like, this is a lot of money just for like one night. I think 2 is good.
Yeah.
3. Do people do more?
I feel like people could do like 2 to 3. Like,
Yeah,
I know
2 to
like most
3.
people will like change in for like the reception to something happier.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I did see recently a bride that had a very classic timeless look for her wedding. And then she chose something a little bit more fun for like the dinner. And then for like the dance party, after party, threw on something, I don't know, party.
Yeah.
Party-ish. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but I mean, it seems like a lot. Something that I saw recently was, do you regret the time that you spent changing into your other dress and fixing your hair? Do you regret losing that time doing that as opposed to spending time with your guests? So that's something that I thought about.
Totally. I did too. I was like, I want to spend as much time in my wedding dress as possible since it was so expensive.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then like after party, like whatever, change.
And did you kept your dress how it was for the wedding right now? Like, I know some people like take it, they alter it, or they use it for some other
It's
things.
still sitting like in my closet in like the dry cleaning.
Okay. Yeah.
Season.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, I don't know. I don't want to like cut it short or anything. Like,
right. Because it's so special.
yeah, I'm probably not going to wear it short anywhere. It'd be like kind of strange.
You wear it somewhere and they're like, what are you wearing?
Your wedding dress. Awesome. So I want to play a quick fire in and outs game. So these are just wedding ins or outs according to you, and feel free to elaborate on it if you would like. Okay. Destination weddings.
In? I mean,
I think I've only been to destination weddings in the past 2 years, basically.
Yeah. I mean, they're amazing if you can make a trip out of it too.
Non-white wedding dresses.
Out. I just want to say out because I love the white. It feels like it's just classic, and that's just how
It's your one time to do it. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I just feel like I like that. Yeah, I like white.
Bridesmaids, in or out?
Oh, in.
Been hearing a lot of outs for bridesmaids.
I know. I actually am going like full in on my bridesmaids proposals, and I want, my girls to be with me on that special day and come along with me, and because I feel like they're going to be there with me for the rest of my life, and I want them a part of that special day.
How many bridesmaids are you doing?
I'm doing 7. Okay. And 2 maid of honors.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Matching bridesmaids dresses.
Out.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do, okay, so I'm actually still deciding and I'm planning, but I am looking for, I want them to feel confident too. I don't want to be like here in the background, like, oh, this doesn't make me feel cute, or like, oh, this is so ugly. But I want them to feel confident too and feel beautiful, because I want them to look.
Are they coordinated or just like whatever they want? I've seen both these days.
I want them to be coordinated for sure. I'm like all about aesthetic. Don't ruin the aesthetic.
Don't show up in whatever. Okay, kids at weddings.
Oh, I was just talking about this past weekend with Johnny. Out. And I only say that because I'm like, okay, parents, like, if you can get a night out, but I don't know how that goes for destination weddings, because I'm currently thinking about that right now.
Well, what I've seen, like, in weddings that I've been to is, like, obviously you'll probably, like, people will bring their kids, but you can get, like, a nanny for, like, the event, you know, to, like, a babysitter to watch them, so you're, like, you can enjoy the night.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. So we'll have my fiance's nieces there, and then also one of my close friends who I consider a sister. She will have her son there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Personal wedding vows.
Oh, in. Yeah. Love those.
Me too. First looks.
In.
I regretted not doing a first look.
Really?
Yeah, so first looks.
What was your decision as to why you didn't? You wanted the wow.
I was just like, oh, we don't need to do that. We're like, I'll just like see him down the aisle. But like, actually, inevitably, what I didn't realize is like, you see each other before you walk down the aisle. So like, might as well have done a first look.
And then afterwards, you do the photos, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was just like, yeah, we'll do all the photos later. But like, yeah, I should have definitely done that. Okay. Last question. Bouquet toss.
Oh, I say all because I like actually like am just in like the midst of planning, and I'm like, what do I do? Oh, out.
Yeah. I mean, I've only been to one wedding where I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I haven't been to one recently that did that.
Awesome. That was so much fun. I also have these beautiful, well, we'll see, wedding aesthetics, different wedding aesthetics. And I want you to rate them on your own personal opinion from 1 to 10, what you like the best. And this is just like your personal opinion. Okay. This is the first wedding aesthetic.
Oh, beautiful. I mean,
this is like a Lake Como.
Yeah, come on. This is like a 10, right? This is Lake Como.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. This one.
Oh,
this is like belle of the ball. More is more.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's not my aesthetic. I would give it. It's beautiful, but a 5.
Okay, fair. Or like rustic, like Portugal.
Yeah. Oh, I love Portugal. 7.5.
Okay, that's good. Solid. And like a whimsical, like outdoor garden.
Cute. I'm like, am I looking at the dress? Because does the dress count?
The dress counts. Like it's both.
Oh my gosh. No. 3.
Okay. Yeah, dress and venue.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Just because it has colors.
And last but not least, minimal.
Classic. I'm gonna give this one an 8.
Okay.
0.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprising. Yeah. Beautiful. Minimal. Modern.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for playing.
Yeah, this is so fun. I'm like, after this, am I going to like regret how I rated things?
I always like, I love different aesthetics, but like, you have to stick to like, you know.
Yeah.
They're all beautiful in their own way.
I agree. Okay.
Amazing. So what are some things that you're looking forward to most, like as you continue to embark on this like planning process, and what are some things that you are not super excited about?
I am... I just feel like for me, the wedding guest list is like so hard to narrow down.
How many people are you having?
Well, so we were thinking like 135, and that is like invites. Mm-hmm. Probably won't all come.
You'd be surprised for a wedding in Italy. There's not going to be a lot of drop off.
And as of 2 nights ago, it's like gone up. So I'm like, oh my goodness, who do I need a professional wedding guest list person to talk to me about this. I am really excited for this wedding planning fiance era because I talked to a lot of brides who already got married, and they're like, embrace it. Like, take your time. Like, I wish I could go back to that time. And I'm really talking to people who got married, things that they regretted, like a first look.
Yeah.
And really kind of like taking it in and seeing like what works for me. So I'm excited about planning and finding my style.
Yeah.
I'm realizing that I'm making like mini call sheets for like my engagement party. I'm like, okay, I have a photographer. This is what I need to be captured. So I'm actually excited to talk to a wedding planner, see what they bring to the table for me, and kind of take some of the weight off my shoulders. But I think ultimately, your wedding, especially if you're doing a destination, like when is the next time that you're going to get everybody that you love in one place? So I am really looking forward to that. And I think I'm going to be sad when it's over. But
it's so special.
Yeah.
So where can people like follow your content and your journey throughout this whole process?
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram at Malia Makaila, and same with TikTok. I love doing real life relatable stories like people could see from my engagement shooting in Soho. I made a full inspo board for that too. I was like, this is what I need. And as they saw, there was just this random beautiful hairstylist that came over and
and that video went super viral.
Yeah. It went very viral. And
so what happened? You were doing your photo shoot in Soho, and this hairdresser came and fixed your hair, right?
Yeah. How cute. Her name is Carly. Shout out to Carly. I was doing everything that I had planned. I was like, we need to shoot here. And I had a photographer that I loved with me. And there's so much going on the streets of Soho, right? And New York City. So, the photographer's trying to get the lighting, and we were testing out the pose and where to look. And, we're just kind of like testing it out. And then this hairstylist was walking, I think, back from work, and she was like, of course, like hair is her thing. She's like, she sees this bride to be getting her engagement shoot, and she offers help. So she came over, and
so nice.
It was so sweet. She stood there. Johnny saw her first. I didn't see her because I was so focused on looking poised and getting the shot that then she came over. She was like, I'm so sorry. You just have this one hair. Can I fix it? And I was like, of course, please come like over here, fix it. And it was super sweet. So I was lucky to have gotten that on video, like real raw footage, that afterwards I was able to put it together into a story. So that's my favorite way to do content. It's like, what am I doing? And what's happening? Because I feel like it's like with that, it was such a New York City moment. Like somebody stopped. Totally. She probably had a very long day at work.
So she was like, I mean, she was thinking about you before thinking about herself.
Exactly. Yeah. And then she was like, okay, like, you look gorgeous. Bye.
Yeah.
Like, okay, see ya.
Oh my God, that's awesome. And yeah, there was like articles written about that.
Yeah, it was really
insane. So Malia Makaila on Instagram and TikTok.
Yep.
Amazing. So follow along on your bridal journey and all other amazing lifestyle content. Yeah. And thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun. First podcast.
Awesome.
Wedding planning.
Thanks for listening. You can follow us at The Clear Cut on Instagram and TikTok or shop at theclearcut.co.